Students, in this video lesson, we are going to discuss some important compounds of transition elements. In these compounds, we'll discuss about oxides and oxoanions of metals. The oxides of these elements are generally formed by heating the metal with oxygen at high temperature. In first transition series, all the metals except scandium form oxide based on formula MO, where M is the metal which belongs to this series, and these oxides based on formula MO are ionic in nature. In the oxides formed by the elements of first transition series, the highest oxidation number of the metal in the oxides coincides with the group number and is attained in case of metals from scandium to manganese. For example, the oxide which is formed by scandium in its highest oxidation state, that is Sc2O3, in which its oxidation number is plus 3, which is equal to the group number of scandium, that is 3. The next element of this series, titanium, forms its oxide in the highest oxidation number, that is TiO2, in which its oxidation number is plus 4, which is equal to its group number, that is also 4. The next element to it, that is vanadium, forms oxide in its highest oxidation state, which is V2O5, in which its oxidation number is plus 5, which is equal to its group number 5. The next element, chromium, forms oxide in its highest oxidation state, that is CrO3, and in this compound chromium shows plus 6 oxidation number, which is equal to its group number, that is also 6. The next element, Mn, manganese, forms the oxide in highest oxidation number, Mn2O7, in which the oxidation number of Mn is plus 7, which is also equals to its group number 7. Beyond group 7, no higher oxides except Fe2O3 are known. Besides the oxides, the oxocations stabilize vanadium in its fifth oxidation state as VO2, bearing 1 unit positive charge, and vanadium in fourth oxidation state as VO, bearing 2 unit positive charge, and titanium in its fourth oxidation state as TiO, bearing 2 unit positive charge. These oxides formed by transition elements exhibit acidic, basic and amphoteric behavior, and they show some characteristic features like, in general, oxides are basic when the metal is in lower oxidation state, and they are acidic if the metal is in the higher oxidation state, and these are amphoteric if the metal is in intermediate oxidation state. For example, in case of vanadium, V2O3 is basic, V2O4 is less basic, while V2O5 is amphoteric. Similarly, in case of chromium, CrO is basic, Cr2O3 is amphoteric, and CrO3 is acidic. Now we will discuss the preparation of potassium dichromate from chromite ore. Potassium dichromate is prepared from chromite ore in 3 steps. In the first step, the powdered ore is heated with sodium carbonate in free excess of air to produce sodium chromate. In the second step, sodium chromate is extracted with water and acidified with sulfuric acid to get sodium dichromate. Now on cooling, sodium sulfate separates out and the solution contains sodium dichromate in it. From this solution, orange sodium dichromate can be crystallized. In the last step, conversion of sodium dichromate into potassium dichromate takes place. In this step, the solution containing sodium dichromate is treated with potassium chloride. Sodium chloride, being least soluble, separates out and is removed by filtration. Now on cooling, potassium dichromate crystallizes out in the form of orange crystals. Now we'll see the effect of pH on chromates and dichromates. The dichromate ion and chromate ion exist in equilibrium with each other at a pH of about 4. They are interconvertible by changing the pH. The chromate ions on addition of acid changes into dichromate ion, while the dichromate ion on addition of alkali changes into chromate ion. Now we'll discuss the structure of chromate ion and dichromate ion. The chromate ion has tetrahedral structure as shown in the figure, and the structure of dichromate ion consists of two tetrahedra sharing an oxygen atom at the common corner with CrO Cr bond angle of 126 °C. It is also shown in the figure. Now we are going to discuss the oxidizing action of potassium dichromate. Potassium dichromate acts as a strong oxidizing agent in acidic medium because dichromate ions take up electrons, so they get reduced and act as oxidizing agent. Thus, acidified potassium dichromate oxidizes iodides to iodine, sulfides to sulfur, stannous salts to stannic salts, and ferrous salts to ferric salt. The complete ionic equations for these reactions can be written by adding the half reaction for potassium dichromate to the half reaction of reducing agent as given in the example. When dichromate ions react with ferrous ions in acidic medium, then ferrous ions are converted into ferric ions. Similarly, all other reactions like iodide to iodine, sulfides to sulfur, stannous to stannic, these half reactions can be added to the potassium dichromate half reaction as given above in order to obtain the complete reaction. Potassium dichromate is used as an oxidizing agent, and it is extensively used as an oxidizing agent in organic chemistry for the volumetric estimation of ferrous salts, iodides, and sulfides. It is also used. Potassium permanganate is prepared from pyrolusite ore in two steps. In the first step, the pyrolusite ore is fused with potassium hydroxide in the presence of atmospheric oxygen or an oxidizing agent like potassium nitrate to give potassium manganate K2MnO4. The green mass of potassium manganate is extracted with water and oxidized to potassium permanganate. In the second step, electrolytically or by passing chlorine or ozone into solution. In the second step, potassium manganate disproportionate in a neutral or acidic medium to give permanganate. This method can also be used here in the second step. Then dark purple, almost black crystals of potassium permanganate are obtained. Potassium permanganate acts as a very powerful oxidizing agent in acidic, neutral, and alkaline media. As you see, its oxidizing action in this PPT. It oxidizes oxalate to carbon dioxide, ferrous ions to ferric ions, nitrites to nitrates, and iodides to free iodine in acidic medium. The full ionic equations may be obtained by adding the half reaction for acidified potassium permanganate to the half reaction for the reducing agent. For example, if we add the half reaction showing the oxidizing action of permanganate ion and the half reaction of oxalate ion, then we get the equation, complete equation as shown in the example. And if we add the half reaction of oxidizing action of permanganate ion and the half reaction of ferrous ion to ferric ion, then we get the complete equation as given in the second example. So we can get the complete ionic equation by adding the half reactions. In neutral or faintly alkaline medium, it oxidizes iodides to iodates, thiosulfate to sulfate, manganous salts to MnO2. As you see in this slide, the half reaction for the oxidizing action of permanganate ion in neutral or faintly alkaline medium is written here, but the oxidizing action of potassium permanganate with iodide to iodate, thiosulfate to sulfate, and manganous salt to MnO2. Here, the complete ionic equation of these reactions have been given. The structure of manganate ion and the permanganate ion are tetrahedral in shape. The manganate ion is paramagnetic with one unpaired electron, but the permanganate ion is diamagnetic. The pi bonding takes place by overlap of p orbitals of oxygen with d orbitals of manganese in these two. The color of manganate ion is green and the color of permanganate ion is purple. It is used as an oxidizing agent in the laboratory and industry. It is also used for volumetric estimation of ferrous salts, oxalates, and other reducing agents. And in the organic chemistry, it is used very much to prepare many organic compounds, and it is also used for bleaching wool, cotton, silk, and other textile fibers, for the decolorization of oils, and as a disinfectant for water.